Let's see.
No, you're good, Nzinga. You sit down. I want to see you guys both in it real quick before I hit record.
Y'all get to tune in, and as we're preparing, I'd like to give y'all a little added information. This is something that you'll get that other folks won't get. And in order for you to get it, you're going to have to take out a subscription on my webpage located at www. See, now this guy goes and puts his arm all in the
He didn't even see it. He didn't even see it. He didn't know.
It's all good. Know. This is all
real
part.
Life. Oh,
this is all part. This is all part of setup. You understand what I'm saying? So you get a chance to get in on before we start, whereas everybody don't get in until we start.
What do they call it? Like the back.
They call it pre-Ajabu Speaks.
Hey, boom. That's what it is.
And this is my talented daughter who's going to be on the show with me today. She's got some dynamic information to share with you concerning how to raise children. I wish I'd have had this information when I was raising her. Her butt might have got spared a little bit.
The butt did not get spared. Right. No, you spared. I felt spared.
I can only, I was thinking.
I felt spared.
Yeah, I was thinking. I can't remember whipping you. I can remember
4 times. I remember.
Is
all
that
of
right?
them.
I can't even remember.
I
remember one time that I was going to whip you, and you got so emotional. I said, "Shit, I just ain't going to do that."
Strategy effective.
If that's what it was, that's what happened. So I said, I ain't gonna do that, But look, we getting ready to start, and we getting ready to roll.
You want me to lock your front door?
You can just close it, and we'll be all right with that.
Okay. All right.
Yes, and we'll call you when we're through.
Call me, text me when you're done.
We will.
Cool.
Yes, we're getting ready
Don't happen.
to make it happen, and all of this is you're going to see again, and yeah, we can even do that. See, this is the book that she wrote, Unaddiction. And it's an outstanding book. It's got some things in there that's about me that I'm not going to go into. You'll have to read the book to find out, but shoot, I just sold you 5011 books.
Thank you. I'll be sending you your commission. Thank you very much.
Because she tells the family story from her perspective.
Yeah.
And we support it in that regard. So let's go on and get this going. And get ready. Welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Umoja Ajabu, your host for Ajabu Speaks. Ajabu Speaks is dedicated to stripping clothes off of well-dressed lives. So on this program, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. Today I am so honored and pleased to have on the show my daughter, Nzinga Harrison, who is a psychiatrist. I used to say psychologist, and she would correct me. Psychiatrist. She got the MD. She the doctor. She can prescribe medicine, and I'm so glad that I got a psychiatrist in the family, because I believe the man that gave the seed that birthed her, I believe he crazy. No. He needs help, but I want to have a discussion with her, because she has written a book, and it's called Unaddiction. 6 mind-changing conversations that could save a life. And basically, what she is talking about in this book, and I'm gonna get to you, but I want to set it up, because I want to go specifically to the information that you share about how to parent a child when it comes to putting their boots on, how to deal with a drug situation if they came in contact to it. But basically, the foundation is that she says that your addiction is predictable just by the experiences that you have had in your childhood. Where you lived, what your home life was out, who your friends and partners were, who your parents were, you know, who your sisters were, where was you at in the thing. And it's an excellent read, and I recommend it. But there's one point that piques my interest, because in this world of such violent behavior, that is really the legacy of white male thinking when they got off the European continent and got out here and found out that there was other places in the world. People were getting along, but they came out trying to conquer. And as they came out trying to conquer, they were violent. And so when they organized their societies, there was always a place for violence that was acceptable to exist within in the society. And likewise, when you're talking about raising children in America, overwhelmingly most people use corporal punishment to change behavior. Well, she has came up with a technique, a strategy, just outstanding. I'm telling you, I wish I had it when I was raising up, because even if I be candid, when she was growing up, and as a father, I could have been more focused on being a father, even though I was more focused on being a man. I was more focused on trying to seek freedom, and me knowing that when I chose the woman to be her mother, I said I had to choose someone who would be able to give you that domestic love and things that you needed, because I was going to be out here, and I didn't even think that I'd live this long. Thank you, Father. You understand what I'm saying? Because I didn't. Yeah. You know, because the things that I was doing, I was serious about our people being free. But and in that seriousness about being free, I was not beyond saying that we had to use self-defense. We had to get physical in order to realize that freedom. But then I read your book, and also the exposure that we had together in Alabama, and now it is changing my outlook on life. There might be a way to do it without being violent if we can get them white males out of the way. That white male thinking is corrupting the whole world. And so in your book, and I want you to go into this. In your book, we're on page 222, and it talks about mind-changing conversations, number 6, starting a cultural revolution. And in that section, she talks about the inevitable teenage rite of passage. And I want to go into that. Maybe this is the first high school party, or the senior graduation sorry. Whatever the structure, you'll realize it when it happens. It's the first announced moment when your kid may have to make choices about what substances they will and won't do while surrounded by their peers. In other words, they're with their peers. Mama and daddy ain't there.
That's right.
Peer pressure is high. You want some of this?
Yep.
You know, and now you're giving them strategies on how to handle that situation, whether they want to or whether they don't want to. She goes on to say, get all the information, and she's talking to the parent. And this is outstanding. She says, get all the information. When my kids are invited to a party, I have a standard list of questions that I ask them. Who will be at the party? Is a chaperone? Do you think there will be alcohol or other drugs? If yes, how will you manage yourself? All of this sets the foundation for teaching my kids how to recognize potentially difficult environments and decide if they want to avoid them or begin to create a plan to navigate them. Figure out where you stand. Mm-hmm. And now this is her talking to the child. When my kids, okay, I'm getting old. She put me at the right place. Yeah, you know, but that's all part of getting old. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm so blessed.
I came in quietly, didn't I, Dad?
No, you did.
I kept it on the low.
Yeah, you did. And see, it's radio. They didn't see it.
Right. You called it out.
But you know, my job is to make them see in words what they can't see with their eyes.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I done got on the wrong line, but she's getting me on the right line. She says, figure out where you stand. If you're not all right with the idea of a co-ed sleepover, or she's talking to the parent, mm-hmm. or the weekend party when someone's parents will be away, you're the parent. And you got veto power. If you don't feel comfortable with it, look, Junior, Sister Lady, my child, you ain't gonna make that one. I don't feel comfortable. But if you do let them go, it's time to set some parameters. And in our house, and this is true, this sounds like your father and I are letting you go to this party because we trust your ability to recognize an unsafe situation and get yourself to safety. I know there's no way of predicting what you could get exposed to there, but I want us to have a plan about how you can avoid things you don't want to be doing. In other words, have an exit strategy if you don't like what's going on. And she's arming them. She's doing it before the fact. I know that you might come in contact with this. So if you're going to come in contact with this, the time to get ready for it is before it happens, and not after it happens. Make sure I'm on the right place.
You're in the right place.
You can keep yourself safe by watching what you eat and drink. Now listen to this. If you're drinking out of a punch bowl, you don't really know what's mixed into that bowl. And Lord, I have personal experience drinking out of the punch bowl, high as a kite, not knowing that I'm drinking acid and psilocybin mixed in, and I'm hallucinating.
Oh wow!
And I'm out there. You understand what I'm saying? Not knowingly, and then asking folks, and folks is asking, "Did you try the punch?" Yeah, what's in that? Oh boy, you gonna like it. You gonna get out. No, man, don't decide that for me.
That's right. That's right.
Let me decide that for myself. But she is arming the child so that they know how to handle that before it goes. What she's saying is, you don't know what people done put in the punch, so don't mess with the punch. If you're drinking out of a punch bowl, you don't really know what's mixed into that bowl. So stick to, listen to this now, stick to bottles and cans you can open yourself.
Just practical, right?
Yeah, very practical. But you know, even the most practical things need to be said so that folks understand that this is how you can deal with it. Because if it's not said, then you don't know whether it's going to come into the psychic or not. And you are arming parents how to raise their children in a way that they keep themselves out of harm's way without making the decision whether they want to be in harm's way or not. I mean, outstanding. Where am I?
Right there.
Okay, if you're drinking.
No, right here.
Okay, here. See, I wasn't at the right place. She says if you're eating brownies off the table, you have no idea if it's just dessert or if there's marijuana baked in it. If there's marijuana baked in it, then give it to me. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's your choice.
Wait a minute. Yeah. You know.
But like you said, let me make the choice.
Yeah,
Tell me there's marijuana in there, and then I'll choose if I'm gonna eat it or not.
Then I'll get some. Listen. She says stick to the bags of chips and pretzels. Also know that I always want you to be honest with me. Your father and her husband is an outstanding parent. I mean outstanding. I mean if I had his example, I'd have been a much better father. Joe's an excellent father. But again, I was about being a man, not being a father. You know, also know that I always want you to be honest with me. And this is what you're telling your child. Your father and I are going to. Now this is wild. Now she normalized it. But
trust but verify.
Yeah. Okay, Reagan. But this is what she's telling her children. Your father and I are going to drug screen you when you get home. Now imagine that. And if your child knows that, then they know. Look, you're gonna stay up in here, and you go out, and you're hanging out, and we ain't there, and you come home. You're gonna have to stay in the drug screen, but you're not going to get in trouble. See, if the police do it, you in trouble.
Right.
If the parents do it, you ain't in trouble, but it is a point of conversation. Let's talk about this. Okay. If it comes back positive, okay, you're not going to get in trouble if it comes back positive. If you took something on purpose, just tell us beforehand, and we can talk about why you made that choice. If you took something by accident, we want to know that too. I mean, outstanding.
Yeah.
So now that I done set it up, I want to come to you. You know, how did you come up with that? Where did that come from? Cause that wasn't in your house.
Right.
We didn't raise you like that. You wasn't. Right. You know, shoot. You better straighten up and fly right, as my mama would say, as you're gonna get popped.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And not only me, your mama too. Both of us.
Yes.
Was in that vein. How did you come up with that?
You know, really, I'm so grateful for my psychiatry training.
Okay.
So went to medical school and then came down to Emory, and during psychiatry training is where I got exposed to child and adolescent development, this alternative thinking about corporal punishment, because like we always believed that not beating your kids was a white thing. I was like, white people don't beat their kids.
When you say we, you're talking about you and Joe?
We, all my friends. So before me and Joe got together, me and all my friends all the way through college, we were like, not beating your kids is a white thing. But I will be honest, Dad, you don't remember the 4 times you beat me.
I don't.
I remember the 4 times you beat me.
You would.
This one time.
Okay.
Is it okay for me to tell the story? You don't even know what story is.
No, I don't care. But you know, my life truth is about happening.
Yeah.
Giving our people concrete examples of what happens, and if my life is the concrete example that can help us live more civilized, tell it.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure it's the truth.
Yeah. The whole truth.
And nothing but the butt-naked truth.
Correct. Correct.
Shoot.
So,
I whipped your ass.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Okay, here we
go. I ran away from home.
Oh.
You don't even remember.
No.
So this is so
we was on 57th
in my memory.
Street?
We were on 57th Street.
You ran away
We were going
home
to Kings Island the next day.
Oh, now I remember that.
I was so excited to go to Kings Island that I didn't even want to take a shower before I went to bed. I just wanted to go to bed so that so the night could go, so we could get up and we're gonna go.
Okay.
And you and Mom were like, you have to take a shower before you go to bed. I said, okay. I went in the bathroom. I pretended to take a shower.
Oh, deception.
it was obvious that I didn't take a shower. And y'all were like, you're going to get a whooping for lying.
Oh.
And I was not trying to get a whooping.
Okay.
So I ran away.
Okay.
And really what I did was go down the street and hide on Shantae's front porch.
Okay.
Because they had a front porch where you couldn't see. Y'all were walking down the street. I mean, you were terrified. In Nzinga, it was dark. I heard y'all calling my name. I said, they're not going to beat me tonight. I'm going to stay on this porch. But then at some point, I realized you can't stay out all night.
Right.
So I came back home. And now I'm not just getting beat for lying about not taking a shower. Now I'm getting beat for the terror that I put y'all through. Right? And so this beating was the last time you beat me, actually. Stuck with me because I had a bunk bed. And you made me put my hands up on the bunk bed like this, and I was naked, and you beat me with the extension cord.
No shit.
Yes.
Damn, I don't remember that. Okay.
And I remember thinking to myself,
I beat you with an extension cord?
that wasn't the only time, but yes.
Oh.
I was like, I remember we mostly got beat with belts.
Okay.
But twice extension cords. This is one of them.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, this feels like slavery.
Huh. Okay.
And it was kind of in that moment as a kid, I said, I didn't say I'm not going to beat my kids. I said, I'm not going to beat my kids like this.
Like that, okay.
And then so college came, and kind of by the time I got to college, I had decided I don't want to beat my kids, but I didn't really know how do you raise well-behaved kids without beating them. Like I didn't have that concept. And so then when I went to psychiatry residency, I started learning about all these other ways that you shape kids' behavior
that's where it came from.
without beating them. Because in psychiatry, it's like, don't beat kids. Like, it makes everything worse. It makes kids fight at school. It decreases, like, don't beat kids. That was kind of like the teaching. And so that laid down kind of on that one experience. Now, the other times we got whooped, it was just like, oh, I did what I did.
Right.
I earned it. I got whooped. Like, I had it coming. But it was that one experience just because of the way the whooping came down that I said, this feels like slavery. And then so through college, through psychiatry training, and psychiatry training, I developed the perspective that when I have kids, I want to raise my kids to be not afraid to think for themselves. And I felt like the legacy of slavery was to beat people so that they wouldn't think for themselves.
Yeah, even beyond slavery.
Even beyond slavery, into today, right?
Right now.
Right now, mass incarceration, police brutality, all of it is so that you will be afraid to think for yourself.
That white male thinking.
White male thinking.
It all comes,
white supremacy thinking. Because I don't think it's just males. And
that's not what I'm saying. And in fact, let me even qualify it even more. Elite white male thinking, because the founding fathers of this country were all white males, and all of them were elite. Elite meaning that they were property owners. And and this is one of the things that I got out of that experience in Alabama, which we shared when we went to the Legacy Museums. Most of the white males did not think like that.
Right.
Because they didn't own slaves. And you know, and a proper correction, because I'm saying white males, but I'm not meaning all white males.
Yeah.
I'm meaning those white males that own property, which they considered us to be property, and they were the elites. And they understood that if they wanted us to behave in the way that they wanted us to behave, they felt that they had to beat us to get that done.
Yeah.
So the connection to slavery is right there. But no, I'm not saying all white males done that. But I am saying that is white male thought. You know. You
know what a lady said to me before that I thought was powerful, and I was like, I think I agree with this, and I have not fully decided if I agree with it, but I think I'd agree with it. She said, and it's not just white supremacy thinking, it is supremacy thinking.
say more. Supremacy thinking. Who white people themselves thinking that they're supreme to African people, and they do, especially African people, but they do think that they're supreme to anybody. You know, and even that white male who did not participate, he didn't say much either, but he didn't participate in our oppression or our enslavement. They actually think that they better than them too. You know, so yeah, it transcends race, but it's that elite white male with support of his woman. Now she's standing there because she benefits from it. You know, when they have us working all day from can't see it in the morning to can't see at night and making all that money off our labor, she gets her cut. So she ain't saying too much neither. You understand what I'm saying? But specifically, it was that elite white male that got us believing that in order to change someone's behavior, that we had to be violent with them.
Right.
And your psychological training helped to change that. Plus the culture.
And skill me up. Like that was it wasn't enough to just, like I said, I decided I'm not gonna beat my kids like this. And then I got to, I'm not gonna beat my kids. I still didn't know the how.
Was it how?
And so it was psychiatry training that really skilled me up. And then even outside of psychiatry training, like through my early years as a psychiatrist working people with substance use disorders, my whole job at work is helping people make their own decision to change their behavior, and then helping them remove barriers to changing their behavior, and then helping them maintain whatever the new behavior it is that they want for themselves. And I'm your doctor. I can't beat you.
Right.
It's like literally not an option.
That's a lawsuit. So even in the profession that I am in, or that you're in, that's not an option. So I got to find an alternative to that, and that alternative is outstanding when you're talking about the parental skills, the parenting skills that you enunciate in your book. And again, I want to tell y'all to go get that book, Unedition: 6 Mind-Changing Conversations That Could Save a Life.
This is a conversation.
And hopefully it can change some lives. You know, we are about at the end.
Dang, that was fast.
Don't it go fast?
It goes fast.
You know, we're about at the end, but we got a couple of minutes, and I want to give you the opportunity to wrap it all up. In this violence that we're seeing, and alternatives, and I'm also reading this book right here, Lovely One, by Ketanji Brown Jackson, who is the United States Supreme Court Justice. She on chapter 18, and I recommend this book too. She speaks about how the people that were found here had a member of their tribe murder a leader, and they adjudicated the case because it happened on Indian territory, Indian land, or Native American land. They don't really like that word, but it happened. And what they did was they gave the family some money, the victim's family some money, gave them some horses and a blanket, and they asked them if that was all right, and they said, yeah, we'll accept that. And so then the person that done the killing was able to continue to exist within the society because he had paid his debt to society, not by society pulling out of a plug of flesh, but how can we make it as comfortable as possible for you, the family of the victim, not by hurting somebody, but by helping you.
Justice through reparations.
Yes.
Is what that sounds
yes.
like.
A whole different mindset.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And what you're saying is a whole different mindset. Instead of, in my opinion, Genocide Joe shooting at duck. You know duck. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, look like a duck, you got a Donald. You got a Donald. You got a Donald. Oh, duck. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm talking about duck. You know, he talking about if he become president, he want to shoot. Biden said, I am president, I will shoot. And I'm saying, let's not shoot. You know, that's what the vote is for, really.
Yeah.
And Genocide Joe, don't lose faith in the American people, because that's what that trip in Alabama showed. More do not think about or think the way that Duck thinks. More are thinking about let's resolve this without having to go through all that shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
And who wants a civil war in America?
Nobody.
Yeah, so again, we got to move away from that white male thinking. You showing how to do that through parenting. Hopefully, Kamala will lead. Now she's standing pretty good. You know, she says that she would not deny medical health or medical care from people who come here illegally. She says those are human.
They are humans.
White males are saying, white males are saying, but they're illegal. She's saying, yeah, they're human. Just because they are illegal does not mean that you deny them health care. That's a change in the thinking. You know, and so you are right in the vein with parenting, and if we can start having that alternative thinking across the board, we might get some things changed around here to where it's that we can all get along.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I love you, Dad.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You understand what I'm saying? You've been listening to Elder Umoja Ajabu with his excellent, outstanding, just top shelf daughter. You know, she has taught her daddy something. They say that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. Now, see, we might talk a little bit after this show, and you're going to have to catch that on the website. That's going to be at www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. And we saw that on the tombstone. Who was that?
When we were
who was that?
Dang, we were in Selma.
I know who it is.
I know too.
I know who it is. But out of Atlanta. But anyway, we'll talk about that. You know that I don't have but one question for you. You ready? But
you hit that on the dot every time when you tape. You hit it on the 30.0 every time.
Yeah.
That's legit, man.
Yeah. You know, but what was that guy's name?
With the mean looking face.
Yeah. I know him. Hosea Williams. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I met some of his family, his daughter. In fact, when I was living there in Atlanta, you know, and he says unbought, unbossed. You know, I say unbought, unbossed, unafraid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Of the truth. In fact, I'll even go as far as to say unleashed. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not caught up.
But you know what, Dad?
What?
Unleashed is right. So this is, honestly, this comes to parenting.
Okay.
Think about the traditional lessons, and I'm going to call it a black parenting because that's kind of the cultural parenting that I know. Kids are to be seen, not heard.
Right. That's the way I was raised.
Get out of grown folks' business. I'll tell you what to think. Do what I told you to do. That's the military also, right? Like all of that is slavery.
Yeah, the military. I didn't. You come to a platoon sergeant and he give you an order, and you said, we don't pay you to think.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Your job is to carry out the order, and see that's what the Secret Service is doing when you're talking about them shots. That have been taken and are attempting to be taken at duck. You know, they just following orders. That's the reason why you can't get nothing out of them, because they just following orders. They don't know. Let security lapse so that this guy can shoot at the boy. We don't need that. That's that elite white male thinking. We don't need that. We need the alternative. And you're saying that unleashed, we need to be unleashed from that. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. And for parents, like, also we have to be very clear, for black people, for our children to be misbehaved was potentially a deadly risk.
It could be.
And so that's where it comes from, right? Like, you have to behave or you may get unjustly killed. We need to unleash our children.
Yes. Unleashed
does not have to equal
chaos.
Poorly behaved. Because would you agree, my children...
Oh, no. You know, shoot, her son was acting out over her mama's house. You remember this?
You told me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, Joe was there. You were not there. You know, and man, look, you need to straighten up. You understand what I'm saying? And shoot, I was ready to get physical. You understand what I'm saying? And I probably had a problem with you and Joe. You know, but your mama rescued me.
It was going to
be a problem. But she said, you don't have to do all that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, she said, watch this. And it was nice. She said, do you need some time out? I said, what? No, mama. I said, what?
Yeah.
She said, now, if you can't straighten up like your grandfather is asking you, then maybe we need to give you some time out. No, I'm sorry, Papa. I said, Lord, help me. Where did these children come from? And you know where they came from? You! And Joe, now.
And Joe.
You can't leave him out of the equation.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying?
Both of us.
Yes.
It took both of us being in lockstep. But the point is, like, we have to unleash our children to be courageous enough to think for themselves.
Yes.
To be courageous enough to make their own decisions.
Yes.
To be courageous enough to challenge injustice when they see it, right? Like, putting children on a leash stymies all of that.
I agree.
And you can do all of that and have respectful kids. So, like, I am so proud of my kids when they come home and tell me how they advocated for themselves about something. Right?
Sure.
And empower them with information, like train them up to take in information and think about it critically and recognize risk and make their own decisions about that risk. Because we're so busy trying to keep them safe.
Well, from the society.
Which we have to.
Yeah.
But also
But they need to rebel against that too.
Correct.
See, now.
Correct.
See, so now that takes me to this thing that happened with Tyreek Hill. You know, the Dolphins player who got stopped by the police because he was speeding, going to the Dolphins arena to play some football. He gets stopped. The police come up and say, oh, well, you ain't got your seatbelt on. He says, okay, go on and give me my ticket. So I need to get up out of here. I'm going to be late. You understand? And rolls his window. Oh, no. Open up the window. Well, man, what is it that you want? When I tell you to do something, you do it.
Right.
Well, wait a minute,
Trying to put
man.
the leash away.
The leash is there, and we teach our children that leash is there. So put your hands at 10 and 2 when they come up. If they yes sir, or if it's a female, yes ma'am. You know, can I give my driver's license? Look, I'm getting ready to take my hands from the wheel. My driver's license is in the glove compartment, or my driver's license I don't have a gun. I'm not reaching for a gun. I'm getting ready to give you the license and my insurance and my registration. We teach them to act like that. And why? Because we know if they don't, it could be deadly.
That's right.
And so we got to be unleashed from that behavior. Go ahead. You got something to say?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, and yes, we want our kids to be safe. Like I also told my kids, make it home.
Right.
Make it home.
Right.
And then what I promise you is when you get home, and they already know, I said this to the kids for real, you already know who your grandfather is.
Right.
You already know who your father is.
Right.
You already know who your mother is.
Right.
Make it home.
Right. And we'll handle it.
And then
we'll handle
the handling will commence.
Yeah, we will handle it.
What we're doing is just accepting.
Yes.
We're just accepting in the moment that, and not requiring the system to change.
Yeah, but the system has got to change.
It has to. We have to require it to change.
And we require it to change by people that have the stage that Tyreek Hill has.
Agreed.
Saying, just like he says, what happens if I was not Tyreek Hill?
That's right. We already know the answer.
He could be
the
a
answer
casualty.
is George Floyd.
Yeah, he could be a casualty. You understand what I'm saying? So and again, I go back. That's that elite white male thinking. The police came out of the slave catchers. When we ran off, wanted to be free, tired of being oppressed.
Yes.
The police was the slave catcher. He would go out there, and he had the right to kill us, to bring us back, and say, "Well, you don't have to run him off no more. Well, you ain't gonna get no more work out of me neither." You understand what I'm saying? There's a repercussion of that. But why do we have to acquiesce our degree of humanity in order to be treated human?
To live.
Yeah, to
stay alive.
Yeah, even more so.
Yeah.
So hon, your book targets that. What is the word that I'm targets that ability to know what you're getting, and just like we call it the talk. You gotta have the talk so that they well, we don't need it, but that talk that you're talking about, we need to have so that when they do get in a situation concerning drugs or alcohol, and they don't want to deal with it, then deal with it. Now, and I didn't deal with this, and I should have. The magic words.
Oh yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
The exit plan.
The exit plan. And you talked about that Zah said, okay, if I'm ready to get out of here, and you done told him, look, if you're ready to get out of there, all you got to do is give us a call. And we gonna hang around a little bit. So if you go in there and you see something that you don't like, just give us a call, because we in the area. We'll come right back here and get you. And all you got to do, not to have to bust yourself and tell everybody on the phone that I don't like what's going on around here. All you got to do is say, well, Mom, I drank the Kool-Aid.
That's what he said. I drank the Kool-Aid. And he came up with that himself.
Right. So all of those catchphrases and language that they can use in order to communicate to you, and the people that they don't want to offend don't know anything about what they just communicated to you, but they beforehand understood that there might be a fight, and instead of waiting for the fight, they prepared before the fight.
It's military thinking, isn't it?
That was strict military.
I was lucky that it was military, but you taught me that kind of like in the last actually few months, when you're like, always have an exit plan.
Oh yeah,
don't get yourself into a situation that you don't already have a plan for how you're gonna get out.
See, this is what I taught you. I taught you that there is always come on now,
a way out.
Always.
You just have to keep.
You
looking.
got to find it.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
That stuck with me. Do you know how often I say that to people?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, you done took it another level. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're saying that figure the way out
before you go.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Before you go.
Yeah, talk to me.
That's right.
Yeah. See that takes that another level. Yeah. That you said be prepared. You know, before you go into things, look at scenarios. Mm-hmm. What if? Mm-hmm. What if? Mm-hmm. What if? Mm-hmm. Well, if it's this, then I know how I'm gonna behave. I got me a plan.
Yep.
That's better.
Yep.
Military strength. Now in the military, you find yourself and you're in this stuff that you didn't really first see, and you're saying, "Oh Lord," you know. And if you get caught up in not having prepared for that what you didn't see, then it'll stop you from being able to function. Mm-hmm. You know, because you caught up in what you caught up in. But if you have prepared yourself to know there's a way out.
That's right.
Then use your thinking.
That's right.
You use your thinking to find the way. Yep. Don't use your thinking to be stymied, to be to get to where it's that you can't move. I'm in a whole bunch of stuff. No. There's a way out.
There's a way out. Oh, that looks like the situation I've been in before. That might be it. Yeah. Oh, that looks like an exit I had before. That might be it.
Right.
That doesn't look like an exit I had before, but I'm gonna try and see if that's it.
Or it might be I ain't been in this way before, but there's a way out. I gotta find a way out.
There's a way out.
And if you do that, you know, in the military, then your chances of surviving are increased tremendously. Mm-hmm. But it is increased even more if what you run into,
you prepared for.
You don't plan for.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What else you got to say, little lady?
I mean, this was amazing. I think we said it all.
I think it's
the main thing I said. Oh, okay, Dad. This is a whole. I'm about to start a whole nother conversation.
You are. Come on.
Do we gotta end it, or I can start a whole nother conversation?
Look, we're rolling.
This is a whole nother conversation. Okay. So, I know you started out by saying you were focused on being a man. I would have, rather than being a father, I would have said you were focused on being a revolutionary.
Both.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I also, and this is what I wrote in the acknowledgments in the back of the book. Oh, even though they made me cut down the acknowledgments, so I have to read you the actual long acknowledgment. But the long acknowledgement said something like, when I was younger, your activism was annoying. Mm-hmm. And as an adult, I'm grateful for that activism because I consider myself an activism and activist and revolutionary. And I have tried to raise kids kind of like that are willing to fight injustice. But I have asked myself as a parent, to be a revolutionary means to be willing to risk your life for something.
That's true.
And as parents, I think we can be so afraid for the lives of our children that we are afraid to raise revolutionaries.
That's unfortunate.
And so I have asked myself the question, like, do I actually have enough courage to raise revolutionaries? And so that's like